Hi Pisces, welcome. This is Taurus First Tarot. We're looking at the energy for January 1st to the 15th. January 1st to the 15th. And forgive me, I'm sucking on a cough drop as we do this. Kind of been feeling slightly under the weather, so let's see what the energy for January 1st to the 15th is for you. So, it's interesting because, as I was shuffling the cards, I was getting some really strong feelings about what do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you believe in, Pisces? Because it kind of felt like you are a very intuitive person and you're very much in tune with things. But at the same time, it's I'm feeling like this is a period of kind of questioning for you, like questioning your belief system, or trying to understand what exactly it is you believe in. I'm feeling like you need to believe in something, that you have to have some kind of framework for how you walk through life, how you are going to experience life. And the truth is that your beliefs create your reality. And so what your belief system is really the lens through which you experience reality. Okay, so if you believe that the world is a crappy place, then your experiences are going to affirm those beliefs. If you believe that the world is beautiful and full of kind people and loving, then you're going to experience that reality. You're going to experience a reality where people are loving and kind and life is beautiful, because that is your belief system. That is the framework through which you are having this human experience. Okay, that's how important your beliefs are. Yeah, because your thoughts are coming from your belief system, right? From your beliefs. And so what you're thinking about life is, and how you're experiencing life is coming through that framework. And so it's extremely important for you to really understand what that framework is. What is that belief system? What is it that you believe? What is it? What is that lens through which you are experiencing life? And is it serving you well? Is it a framework of love and joy and peace and beauty, and thus that is what you experience life to be? Or is it a framework of anger and hatred and mistrust and fear? Because if it is, then that is how you experience life. That will become your reality for you. That's how big, how huge, how important your thoughts and your belief system are. So what was coming through really strongly was, what is your belief? What is your belief system? What do you believe in? What do you believe? If you don't know, then time to find out. And once you do find out, then you can be more aware of how that belief system is really affecting you moving forward on your journey. Yeah. If someone, gives you the finger on the road in traffic, right? Do you, get angry and start spewing hate towards that person? Or do you say to yourself, that person must be having a really difficult day if they need to, express those kinds of feelings in that way, right? And it just, it's just, I'm not saying that, one way of viewing that is better than another way. I'm not saying that at all, but what I am saying is which way of viewing it brings you more peace, right? Does it make you feel better to get angry and spew hateful things? Or does it make you feel better to be in a state of complete acceptance and understanding? Yeah. And be unaffected by other people's behavior. I was going to say bad behavior, but I don't want to make it about judgment, right? But about their behavior that, may affect you in a particular way. Or do you let it affect you in a negative way? Or are you able to brush it off and move on about your day without letting it get to you, Are you going to be that person who drops it right there and moves on? Or are you going to be the person who brings it back to the office and says, hey, you know what happened to me today? Somebody gave me a finger. People on the road are so miserable these days, and blah, 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 I mean, it's just really as simple as like, what energy do you want to be in? Yeah, what energy do you want to be in? Do you want to be in that energy of complaining and grumbling and unhappy with the world? Or do you want to be in that energy of being at peace and being okay with, whatever comes your way, because it's beyond your control, and just moving, with the rhythm of it, and being able to, be flexible, move and flow. That's it. And in order to make a conscious decision about what it is that you want and would prefer in your life, you have to first be conscious of your own actions, and conscious of your thoughts, and conscious of your belief systems, and how your belief systems are causing you to act or react in a certain way. Okay? So anyway, other things that I was getting, as I was doing the pre-shuffling, was that I'm feeling like a lot of this like back and forth energy, right? Like this push and pull energy of like, oh, like you move in this direction, but you get pushed back in that direction. So you move in this direction, but you get pushed back in that direction. And it's kind of like this push and pull, this tug of war type of feeling, yeah? And so I feel like the first couple weeks of January are going to be a little bit chaotic somewhat for you. Yeah, maybe not chaotic, but maybe like a little tumultuous, or a little bit choppy. But that it's really ultimately going to end up someplace good. Yeah. So this is here as I really feel you questioning your belief systems. Yeah. And learning something new about how your belief systems really do color the way you move forward in life. Yeah, your belief systems really do color the lens through which you view life. Okay, this is you learning that. And it feels like this is a something that comes to you kind of easily, right? It's not like it feels like it's not something that you're struggling with very much. You understand this, and you're like in complete acceptance of it. Yeah. And I think that it also, this knowing of that knowledge also it does bring you a sense of peace. It does bring you a sense of wow, I can really I can be in control of how I experience life. Yeah, I can be in control of the lens through which I look through which I see life. Okay. It's like there's this Nine of Coins is like, this woman is really the epitome of independence, right? And like Typically I feel like, you know, she's taking care of her shit, right? And she's like, she's got her shit together. She's got it together. And no thanks to anyone but herself, really. Like, I mean, she's really the one that, you know, put in all the hard work. Of course, we always have helpers along the way, right? But the bulk of what she's accomplished was really on her own doing, right? But what I'm really feeling from this right now is just this peace. She's just standing there like, you know, she's just like, just posing and like no care in the world, holding her little bird. Actually, it's not really a little bird; it's kind of a hawk, but still, you know, there is this kind of idea of like peace, you know, from a bird, and she's just standing in her garden, and she's got just this lovely pose and no care in the world. And I feel like this understanding of what you believe in and how it affects your life, just brings you this sense of peace, almost like, why didn't I realize that sooner, you know? And it feels almost also like this sense of release, yeah, and relief and release. It's like, okay, you know, I don't have to absolutely be in control of everything in my exterior, right? Everything in my 3D physical reality. I don't need to try and control all of that. That is absolutely exhausting, trying to control all of that. The only thing that I really need to be in control of is my own thoughts. Yeah. And not even, I don't even have to be in control of my thoughts. I have to be aware of them and aware of which thoughts you know, serve me well and which don't, and dismiss the ones I don't and hold on to the ones that do, you know. That's just this sense of this new learning brings this sense of calm and peace, and everything's gonna be okay. Yeah. Okay. And it also helps you to be very grounded and nurturing. That's funny. So what I just heard was that it actually allows you to have better relationships. That this knowing here of how your belief system creates your reality actually paves a way for you to create more nurturing and grounded relationships in your life. Yeah, and who doesn't want that, right? Who doesn't want relationships that are more grounded and solid and nurturing? Yeah, and this new perspective brings this in for you. It brings in these really much more healthy relationships than what you've experienced in the past. And that is because instead of picking people apart to find all of their faults, you're able to take a different perspective. And instead, you know, if you want to examine people closely, it's to see all of their beautiful, wonderful sides of them, you know, and appreciate all of it instead of completely like focusing on all the things that you don't like about them. You know, you're rather instead able to really see all the things that you do like about this person in your life, yeah, and all the wonderful things that and wonderful qualities that they do have, and it just allows for a more a deeper, more bonded, more grounded, more nurturing relationship. And that's exactly what I'm getting from this card. And so there is a level of destruction involved, right? Because when you become aware of your belief system, yeah, and you are aware of how it is, in what ways it is not serving you, and what beliefs are archaic or or not your own. They came from somebody else and they were placed on you. There's some destruction involved in that, right? There's some destruction involved in that. Especially if you are realizing that some of these beliefs that you had but no longer want are beliefs that may have come from your parents, right? Or religious figures, you know, your pastor, priest, or whatever it is. And so these beliefs that you held that came from them, and you finding yourself in a space of wanting to release those beliefs because they don't serve you well anymore, almost feels a little bit like destruction. Maybe there's a little bit of guilt involved with that, or a little bit of feeling like you are disobeying or somehow betraying your parents or your pastor for not believing the same things that they believe, okay, or the same, or not believing any longer the things that they put on you, right? The things that they taught you to believe. And maybe that feels not so nice. And that's really what I'm getting from this Tower card. But, you know, ultimately, what it brings you is this like legacy, you know, this happily ever after sort of, you know, this total like abundance within your physical world. You know, it allows you to have these wonderful, beautiful relationships with friends, with family, with animals, with, you know, with your environment, everything. Yeah. So you know, it may feel like this at times, but ultimately what it is more like this. Yeah. It just is, you know, just transforming for you, you know. Again, it is this realization of, and it's like this easy realization, right? It's not really something that you have to struggle with, this realization of how your beliefs create your reality. And so it's like, it's so easy to, it's like such an easy thing to grasp for you that it doesn't take much work. It's easily integrated, right, into your being. But the challenge is when you start to overthink it and you feel like you releasing certain beliefs is a betrayal to family, friends, or you know, social groups or things like that. But it's not, okay? Everyone is, that's the beauty of it, that everyone is able to find their own truth, is able to find and create a truth that makes sense for them, and that it doesn't have to make sense for anybody else. As long as it makes sense for you, that's all that matters, okay? You know, and I know I'm talking to, you know, conscious people, right? I'm not talking to people who are narcissists or you know, or only care about themselves and then are gonna, you know, act in this way of selfishness and narcissism. No, I know I'm talking to very conscious and aware people here. So so when I say that you know, that your truth is for you, it's, I know, you know, I'm not saying it in a way that is allowing you to act in ways that hurt other people. No, I'm not saying that at all, right? This is just, you know, what it is give yourself permission to think outside the box, you know, and be okay with whatever you think is right, whatever makes sense to you, whatever feels like truth to you, like, then go for it, you know. Don't worry about what someone else might think, you know. Like, if your parents are Catholics and you want to be you know, a Protestant, really, you know, that if your parents don't accept that, then they have their own work to do. Yeah, because you have to follow what you believe to be truth, what feels good and right to you, what helps you to be in alignment with your true self, right? That's what you need to follow, regardless of what parents or you know, friends or churches or other social groups might think of it. Okay. Okay. So Pisces, really, this is going to bring a lot more joy in your life, a lot more feeling of calm and peace, and a lot more of really sturdy, healthy, loving, nurturing relationships. And that's pretty exciting. So yeah, you know, I hope you enjoyed it. And again, as always, if you like it, give it a thumbs up and make a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like a personal private reading, you can give me a shout out at taurustourstarot@gmail.com. My information is below. Okay, I love you. Aloha and namaste.